Civil danger warning. This is not a test. The North American Aerospace Defense Command has detected the launch of a single North Korean missile. This missile is believed to be carrying a nuclear warhead and is expected to strike near Jacksonville, Florida. All persons within 100 miles of these locations are strongly advised to seek out a fallout shelter now. If no such shelter exists in your area, move to a basement or interior room on the lowest level of a sturdy building.
What's happening, Internet? It's time for another Battlbox review, and this month is Mission 30. This is the August box, and this box is all about nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare. Three things that I don't think a whole lot of us are prepared for, nor do we know a whole lot about. So we're going to start our preparation this month, and there's also stuff in here to teach us some things as well. So let's jump into this month's box. All right. NBC box, nuclear, biological, and chemical, August 2017. So as always, we've got the SITREP card here with each level of subscription, the cost of each level, and then the MSRP value of each item in the box, all the way down to the Pro Plus level. And on the back, we've got some information here about the contents of the box, what they're used for, and how we can start preparing or making a nuclear bag or a warfare bag or whatever you want to call it for any situations that may arise that go along with the contents of the box. So we're going to start off with the basic $25 subscription, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I guess technically 6 items in the basic box. So let's get going with that. The first one is IOSAT, or I'm not really sure how to say that. I'm going to say IOSAT, potassium iodide tablets. And I didn't set this up in order, so I'm going to have to look for them. Stop looking, I found it. Right there. Potassium iodide tablets. So basically, what these are for is in case of a nuclear attack. Obviously, there's radiation, right? Radiation, can be absorbed and attack your thyroid gland, which then can cause cancer or some serious radiation sickness starting there at the thyroid. And a lot of people who have thyroid issues know that it's a pretty major deal when you have issues with your thyroid. So these are to protect that. You need to take these tablets through the duration of the the dangerous times, or when there's still plenty of fallout exposure in your area. So this is a way to get you started with that to protect your thyroid. It says here it's FDA approved, so that's good. The government says it's okay to use it. Helps prevent radioactive iodine from getting into the thyroid gland during a nuclear radiation emergency. Used along with other emergency measures recommended by public officials. The second item on the list is Radiac Wash Towelettes. There's 3 of them here. What these are designed to do, and I'm trying to remember because I read a lot of information about this, but matter of fact, the boss man's got some information on the back here. Be sure I'm telling you correctly. Sequestering ions. That's what it does. It sequesters ions. This stuff right here is sequestering to the ions. This helps get rid of that radioactive contamination on your skin and things such as that. But if you got it on your skin, more than likely you got it on your clothes, right? So this isn't going to wash your clothes. So you need to strip down naked and use these right here that are also in the basic box. There's 2 biological radioactive material bags that you can put your contaminated clothes in and get them away from you, away from your area of shelter, bury them in the ground or something like that, so that you can kind of diffuse the situation of having them nasty clothes. Well, you can really screw with your neighbors with this too, I guess.
Take out the trash.
You know, you're taking out your kids' dirty diapers. You know, you put them in this and sit them out by the road and see how many people like slam on their brakes and go the other way when they're coming down your street. I actually thought some of my kids' diapers were radioactive when they were little. Oh, man, that was rough. Next up is the Nuclear War Survival Skills book. This is a really cool book, guys. This book right here is really cool. Like the first, I don't know, 6 or 7 pages through reading on this, it kind of changes your whole perspective when it comes to nuclear, you know, the effects of a nuclear attack. Throughout, you know, generations, you know, we have in our mind if there's a nuclear threat and something happens, basically put your head between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye because there's nothing you can do about it. Whereas this book kind of pulls you back and makes you think about it a little bit differently. There's actually fairly simple ways for you to survive a nuclear attack, and a lot of that information in this book is very eye-opening. So, very interesting book. There's actually in this book is a the introduction here is from a guy. Let's see what his name was, Don Mann, who actually trained SEAL Team 6 in the 90s, you know, on how to effectively prepare and what to do in a nuclear situation and stuff like that, you know, while they were out in the field. And the contents of this book was a part of that training. So if the Navy SEALs thinks that the information in this book is good enough for them, it's good enough for me, right? So a lot of really cool stuff in here, all the way from explaining, you know, how the whole, you know, nuclear attack thing works as far as from detonation and through fallout and all that, but also information in here on how you can build shelters and air cleaners and everything in between within 48 hours, actually. I forget what the term the guy uses in this book, but basically to be able to very quickly and effectively build something so that you can survive a nuclear attack. A lot of really cool information in here, so be sure to read it cover to cover. There's photographs for guys like me, and just a wealth of knowledge. Really cool read right here. Next on the basic box is the RAD triage, radiation dosimeter card. This is a really cool thing to have. Actually, people that work in nuclear facilities use these every day. When I was a chiller mechanic, I worked fairly often at my local nuclear plant for, you know, chiller work and stuff like that, and we had to wear these as well. So what it is a card that reads the radiation levels around you. So it's got the different levels of dose of radiation so that you can monitor, you know, what you're being exposed to. And it's not an electronic device. It all changes color across the grid to show you your levels. So like for me, when I was going to, you know, these nuclear plants working, they would test, they put me in like, it looked like a stand-up x-ray machine, and they would test how much dose I actually emit, you know, normally. And then they gave me a you know, a card and said, you know, if it gets to such and such level, you need to like get out and go to this certain area, and then they'll check you again, blah, blah. So basically it's a visual way to see the levels of radiation that is around you and keep tabs on it. So in a situation where there's a nuclear attack or a issue or whatever it may be with a power plant, or, you know, some crazy freaking dude in North Korea, this is a good way to keep up with the levels that you're being exposed to. Before I close on this, I want to let you know that these are good for up to 2 years. Obviously, you know, you can get several of these, but it's really cool. Way to take care of these over time is to store them in a freezer. So you can keep this in this pouch here, put it in your freezer at home, and it's going to stay good and fresh and not, you know, get any contaminations in any other ways. Also, there's a really good user manual in here that explains how it works and how to read it and all that good stuff too. But I'd keep it in this little pouch here and be good to go. So the last items on the basic were the bags here that I already covered. So that is your basic box right there. Your potassium iodide tabs, your Radiac wash, your dose card, a dosimeter card, the book, and your bags to screw with your neighbors with. All right, so next up is the advanced box. This is a really cool item. The first item in the advanced box is a Polish MC1 gas mask. Yes, a gas mask. Comes in a pouch here, very cool. Now these are actually brand new, never used gas masks, but they are Polish military surplus. So they're old school gas masks that I'm sure all of us have seen, you know, the cool, creepy gas mask or whatever. So it's got like some baby powder to it to help keep it pliable or whatever, because they are pretty old. I'm not really sure how old they are, but this was the issue gas mask for the Polish. Pouch has a shoulder strap and all on it. Also with it is this canister here, which is also brand new, but military surplus to go with the Polish mask. They are sealed and they are standard 40 millimeter in size. So being that they are military surplus, they are unused, but we can't guarantee that, you know, that it's a proper gas mask per se. So you do need to be sure that you're properly trained to use a gas mask in an actual situation. And I would suggest, you know, spending the money to get a brand new design gas mask. But nonetheless, in a pinch, you ain't got nothing else, you know, you got this, and it's a really cool conversation item as well. You want to get a good seal. Obviously, a guy like me with a beard, I'm pretty much screwed when it comes to using a gas mask because I'm not going to get a good seal. Matter of fact, the last time I shaved completely was because I was on a job where I had to use respirators, and they made me shave clean shaven for the first time in my life since I was like 19 years old. So I love you guys, but I'm not shaving my beard so I can put this mask on. But a very cool mask. You can see here that it's taped up and sealed. You can take that off, screw it on, and you got yourself a really cool gas mask. Next up on the advanced box is the Seychelles Radiological Water Filter Straw. So this is very cool. This isn't like your standard, you know, water filter for just standing water when you go camping and stuff like that. This is actually designed to take out very harsh you know, substances like mercury and things such as that, but also 99% of radiological material. Also chromium and other things. It's on the back of this card here. Let me read them out because I cannot remember this stuff. So lead, mercury, chromium-6, 99% of radiological contaminants such as gross beta radon-222, radium-226, plutonium, uranium, I don't know how to say that, and something 137. So a lot of stuff that could kill you in your water. And it will filter up to 25 gallons of that water. So a very, very good thing to have in your kit for a nuclear attack or even a chemical attack. Not everything has to be nuclear, but also you know, chemicals being put in our water systems and stuff like that is a threat. So this will also help with those substances as well. So very cool. It's got a little package here that you can put it in, so you don't have to keep it in this all the time. So you can slide it down in here and keep it in your pack. And instructions. Typically I throw instructions over my shoulder, but with this kind of stuff, probably good to read the instructions and keep them up. So it's got this here so you can hook to a tap or anything like that to filter through into the container that you're holding your liquid in. So very cool item right there, and it is the last item in the advanced box. Again, the advanced box is the $50 subscription level, includes these two items that were in advance and everything that was in basic. So next up is the Pro Box. Pro Box is a $100 a month subscription. You get everything in Pro, Advanced, and Basic. And the first item in the Pro Box is from FT Labs. It's their Smart Geiger Radiation Detector with keychain. So it's a Geiger counter that you can use on your smartphone or your tablet or anything like that. Basically, just go to the Google Store or to the Apple App Store, and you can download their app. You put the phone in airplane mode and insert your Geiger counter into the headphone jack of your smart device. Push the button to activate, and it will start reading the radiation particle levels that are around you. So a very cool way to have a Geiger counter with you at all times via a keychain. So it's really interesting little deal there. I mean, Geiger counters have been around for many years, all the way to daggone suitcase sizes, now down to something as small as this. So very cool way to have a way to read radioactive particles with your smartphone. The second and last item in the Pro Box is NanoHacks Colloidal Silver. It's a 12-ounce bottle. Some of you may know about colloidal silver. I just recently learned about it myself, but a lot of tests have shown silver in our bodies helps fight off a lot of diseases and contaminants in our body and things such as that. But our body can only absorb a certain amount of this silver and use it. A lot of it goes to waste. This company here has developed a way to break down this silver into nanoparticles so that your body absorbs it a whole lot better and thus creates a better environment for it to work properly in your body. So colloidal silver is kind of up for debate. A lot of scientists have tested it, and their ways have proven that it works great for killing, even at low doses, killing MRSA and stuff like that. But it's not FDA approved, so I mean, you need to do your own research on it. But a very cool item, especially for a survival situation if we get into any sort of situation with biological and chemical attacks and stuff like that. This stuff could help your body recover from ingesting anything or to disease and stuff like that. I mean, there's even been people that say that they swish this in their mouth once a day, and their tooth care is better and stuff like that. So, but not FDA approved, so you need to do your research yourself. And since I say that, there is a pamphlet in here where you can get a book and basically get all kind of information about colloidal silver. But real quickly, I'll just read this to you. So here, bacteria tested and killed nanosilver in very small quantities has been shown in numerous tests to kill MRSA, also proven to kill anthrax, tuberculosis, E. coli, salmonella, pestis, and bubonic plague or black death. So, those are some pretty hefty claims, and if it's true, then this would be a great thing to have in your arsenal. But again, do your own research. There is this pamphlet in the book that tells you more about it and where to go to find out even more than this pamphlet shows. And there's also information here that you can use on the website to find out more information about colloidal silver. But very cool stuff. The recommended dosage is 1 to 3 teaspoons per day. It says swish it around in your mouth for 30 seconds or so before ingesting, and it's a really cool product. Daniel and I actually listened to a seminar about this stuff, and it's pretty impressive, the claims. So check it out for yourself, and you got you a bottle there to try. So next up is the Pro Plus box. This is the $150 a month cost subscription. You get a blade or cutting utensil of some sort and everything and all the other levels of subscription. So you're probably asking yourself, what kind of knife goes with the nuclear theme? And we were thinking the same thing. So we got in touch with Liang Ma, who I'm sure you've seen a lot of his designs with companies such as CRKT and larger companies like them. And so, hey man, we need to build a knife that, you know, has something nuclear about it or whatever. And this is what transpired after the conversation. This Liang Ma design nuke right here. Very friggin' cool knife. And I'm fixing to show you something because it is one of a kind. What we have here is a folder. It's a very nice folder here, titanium coated, D2 tool steel, Liang Ma designs here. It's got the nuke logo there. Very cool blade design here. Really impressive, and it has moon glow insert and a moon glow pivot accent here that's kind of reminiscent of the symbol for, you know, nuclear sign that, you know, you see on, you know, the signs such as this and radioactive warning signs. So also included is this little keychain light here so that you can charge the moon glow accents on your knife very quickly. How cool is that? So there is a knife that has a nuclear theme to it to go along with the box. One of a kind knife, very cool, and from probably one of the best designers in the world. Opens real smooth, ball bearing, pivot. As your clip there for your pants that you can put on either side if you like. So just an impressive, very smooth opening, very sleek, very nice knife, and you get to have all your buddies jealous of you because of how cool that that looks right there. Obviously in the sunlight and using a flashlight and things like that, that will also charge the moon glow, but they found that this works a whole lot better in charging it quickly, and it's just a very cool thing you can attach to your keychain and you're good to go. Awesome knife. The nuke. Also in the box, don't want to forget there's coupon codes in here. There's a 15% off from Seychelles for all their different, obviously they've got tons of other filtering type of products that you can get 15% off. There's a card in here from IOSAT talking about the potassium tablets that they have in there. More information on it, and got some testimonials on here from nuclear plants that actually have these on hand, and of course the information on the nano silver. So be sure to read up on that so you can learn more about this very cool product here.
There you go. Here's a 30 box right here. Hold on a minute.
That's mission 30 of Battlebox, folks. Very cool mission this month, simply because the theme was related to something that I believe we really aren't very prepared for when it comes, you know, to nuclear, biological, and chemical attacks or warfare, things such as that. So one thing in here that I think is probably brings the most value to me is this survival skills book here. Again, very eye-opening. It kind of brings up a bunch of things that are actually myths that we believe when it comes to nuclear attacks and stuff like that. So it's a great read, really opens your eyes and gets you to start thinking about how to prepare for a situation such as that. but also a lot of really cool things to go along and use after you get that information with, you know, the card here that reads dose, 25 gallons worth of water filtration here, nano silver, the Geiger counter, some wipes, bags, the gas mask and canister, and the tablets here to help protect your thyroid. And not to mention a one-of-a-kind design from Liang Ma, specifically for this theme, the Nuke knife right here. So very cool box this month. A lot of really cool information and a lot of really cool gear to help you start to implement this in your prepping and your survival skills. So if you want to find out more about Battlbox, be sure to go to Battlbox, BATTLBOX.com. Check it out. Check out all the videos there. Look through the frequently asked questions section. Go to the forum section and sign up on the forum and meet other Battlbox subscribers, ask questions and all. There's tons of information and tons of people that are eager to tell you about Battlbox. And see if it's something that you want to give a try. You can upgrade and downgrade your subscription levels at any time, and it's a very, very cool way to start and adding to your prepping and survival needs. So be sure to check it out. Don't forget to subscribe to the Battlbox channel, and we'll see you next month with Mission 31 of Battlbox.
Oi! Anytime.
Big one.